You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah!
All right, good morning, everybody. This is James Morris. Welcome back to our last segment of Wednesday's show. I've got Karen Schoen calling all the way from Greenwood, Florida. Karen, what's on your mind this morning?
Oh, lots of things. I hope everybody has been listening to the Democratic Convention because it was very interesting to me to hear all of the things that we have been accused of all of the programs that they have started that hasn't worked.
Well, give us some examples of this, please, just in case.
Well,
like me, I've been going to school. I didn't get to watch it last night.
Well, you know, this is an election season, so let's not pick on one group over another group like they do, divide and conquer. And that's what I heard so much of. I discovered, I believe, that the Democrats seem to feel that we are more important dependent upon the group that we are in. And the other side seems to feel that the individual is more important than what you can contribute to society. And I think those are the two driving forces that separate the two groups.
That sounds reasonable, yeah.
And then I was thinking, as I'm listening to all of these plans that they have, how do they intend to do that? And after doing some investigation, which our group does, and lots of research, we came up with their two heavy-duty proposals. And one of them focused on schools. So we started investigating the schools. And we discovered that couple of weeks ago, when there was this coup in Turkey, the man who they are claiming is responsible for this coup, his name is Fethullah Gulen, Gulen. And Fethullah Gulen was brought to America on a refugee pass, so to speak. He came in under a visa that allowed him to seek medical help, and that visa was signed, and he was allowed to come into the country, even though he was a known terrorist, and he was allowed to come into the country, and the pass was signed by Bill Clinton. He settled in Pennsylvania and then created the Gulen schools because he believed that it would be best to take over the country by infiltrating the school system. Today in Florida, we have 6 going on 15 because 15 are being applied for Fethullah Gulen charter schools that are radical Islamic charter schools. The teachers come from Turkey. They are forced to give 40% of their earnings to Fethullah Gulen to work in America. And these are the people that have created many of the radical Islamic ideology of infiltration from our country from within. When I asked our elected officials who are running for office if they know about this, they have no idea.
Well, I'm just as, I don't know what to say either.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Let me get this straight.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm not in favor of charter schools. It has nothing to do with how wonderful or not wonderful the schools are. It has to do with the fact that we are in Florida are allowing charter schools to get licenses without any oversight. And when that happens, this is what we have.
Now, charter schools are products of the school district, if I understand. Are they not responsible for them? Like Bay Haven here, they're a charter school, but I know that I thought the school board had some say in what went on with them.
Charter schools are autonomous to the corporation, usually, that puts them in place.
Okay.
And usually they are connected to a corporation because originally their goal was to train the people to work in the environment, and each of the schools was sponsored by a corporation. So if I wanted to go to school to become a computer whiz, and I might go to a school that's sponsored by IBM or by Microsoft.
Okay.
So each of the schools was supposed to be sponsored by a particular work community. And this is the career clusters that was created in Russia and now being emulated throughout the America as part of the charter school, quote, choice program. The charter schools don't answer to the school boards.
Oh, they don't. Okay, they don't answer to them at all.
No.
Okay.
Now, it depends, again, on the oversight that's put in place from the charter school regulations. So when we go and look at Florida's charter school regulations, there's very little oversight.
Okay.
So
Wow.
here we are giving, and Fatah Gulen, who now has 138 charter schools throughout America, makes approximately $500 billion with a B dollars of taxpayer money to indoctrinate our children into radical Islam.
So this doesn't sound good. But this,
No.
really, I'm sitting here going, wait a minute. So you're actually saying these schools are indoctrination centers? Now I've always
Yes.
said public school was an indoctrination center to a degree, but I had no idea we're talking about radicalized indoctrination of something. Is that what
Yes.
you're trying to say?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Whoa.
One of the programs that they do is they take our legislators to Turkey and entice them into the Turkish learning model, and that's what they're emulating in America. So why are we in America allowing people from Turkey to come here and teach Americans how to be Americans? That doesn't sound right.
Like I said, I don't want to be, jump off the gun, but I'd like to see some more evidence of what's going on here. But if this
I'm glad you said that.
I really
because
do.
This weekend,
All right.
This weekend is a movie, and everybody can see it. If you're in Fort Walton, it's being shown for free. Lori Bartlett is sponsoring the movie, and it's called Killing, KILLINGED.com. So it's killinged.com. You can get the film from Amazon. You can look at it. You can go to Murder by Decree, DECREE.com, and you will find all of the evidence of everything that I am telling you. Now, the Gulen schools that are in Florida, don't say we are a Gulen school. That's not their name.
Okay.
They're the Academy of Science. So you have to go online and Google Fatah or Gulen, Gulen, schools in Florida. And then you will see the listing of the schools that we, the people, are paying for to radicalize our children and indoctrinate them into Turkish culture.
Well, we're in Northwest Florida. Is there any in Northwest Florida?
Yes, there are. There are in Pensacola and heavy in Jacksonville.
Okay.
So are there any in the middle of the Panhandle?
Yeah.
Not yet, but 5 more are on the drawing board. So it's just a matter of time unless we, the people, stop what's going on. And one of the ways that we can do that is to learn about this so that when session starts, we are armed and dangerous, and we can go to our legislators and demand that they stop using our hard-earned tax dollars to fund schools that are radicalizing our children.
This sounds almost like a public-private partnership.
Oh, honey, you should mention that.
It does, because it drives me crazy.
Exactly what it is.
It drives me crazy. We take our tax dollars and actually take our tax dollars, mix them with private dollars, and say, "Oh, we're doing such a good job." And whether you're building a low-rent housing complex or a school or whatever you're doing, the next thing you end up with spending more money and an inferior product when it's all said and done. Normally, it costs twice as much to do what you want to have done if the free market had just been able to do it without all the red tape that goes with it. Did we lose Karen? Did she go away?
No.
Okay, I thought you dropped off there for a second. I heard all that rattling in the background there. But am I right about this? Is this what they call a public-private partnership to a degree?
This is exactly the way a public-private partnership works. And when you go to the forums and when you listen to the candidates, you have to ask them how do they feel about a public-private partnership? Because sometimes it's a good thing, but mostly it's never a good thing.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with the government entering into a contract with a private corporation to do work. But when that contract is over, the government has paid for the work that has been done. The government doesn't have a stake in the business. There are not constant contributors into that business, and they certainly don't get any profit from the contract. So the public-private partnership, we pay, the corporation profits, and people wind up usually with nothing or an inferior product.
Well, this almost sounds like you socialize the losses and you privatize the profits.
That's exactly right, and that is exactly what the entire Democrat platform is all about.
Are you sure it's just Democrat, or is it both parties put together?
Well,
come on.
We have a little bit of hope. We have a little bit of hope in the Republican Party because all of a sudden, with Donald Trump, free trade is now front and center, and people are beginning to understand what free trade is and what free trade is not.
It's not free.
We have a little bit of hope that might change, but you're absolutely right. It's both sets of criminals, and all this is a license to steal.
It's legalized theft, legalized plunder.
Legalized theft.
That's
It's
exactly
a good one. I like that.
And it is, I often tell people, if you want to know about the law, read a book called The Law by Frederick Bastiat. A lot of times people say, well, we're going to take money and give it to somebody else, and that's false philanthropy. And that's usually what these public-private partnerships end up making, is they take your hard-earned tax money, they spend it for something, and forever they're married to the federal government, and you end up, tax dollar after tax dollar goes to fund these things, and there's really no desire or need for them, so it ends up costing us a lot of money in the long run.
That's exactly what happens. And since we are going to be interviewing our candidates, that's a very important question. And next week, I'd like to talk about the AFFH, which is the other program that's going to be affecting us.
What is that?
And that's focused on housing and grants.
Yes.
So lots of information on that one, too. So this is a very critical time. And when we select who is going to be our next commissioner or representative, I'm asking everybody, please ask the right questions.
Yes, you'll be surprised.
It's so important.
You'll be surprised how many people want that free government handout. They want those these public-private partnerships. It's amazing out there. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Hey, Karen, thank you so much.
The sad part is they have no idea what they do, and they have no idea what they mean, and they have no idea the loss of independent business that will come as the government takes over the business.
Well, they believe the ends justify the means. That's exactly what they think. I hear it every day. All right, Karen, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next Wednesday again. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock on WPGX, Fox 28.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.